What's up? Hey, how's everybody doing? So I got a Austin Forkner to Triumph update. RJ Hampshire had that scary looking crash where he was just unconscious, laid out on the rhythm section. I have an update on RJ Hampshire and possibly some advice on how to prevent concussions moving forward. SMX has been getting destroyed. Super Duper is not popular with the riders and teams, and I have some suggestions on what they can do to make it more popular. And members, thank you guys so much. Every member is automatically entered to win the Complete Racing Solutions custom painted helmet. We'll be giving this away as soon as it's done getting painted. It will look badass. And if you're an amateur racer and you want to be on Coach Rob's team, get your resumes in before the 27th. Hit the link in the description, and Coach Rob is adding to his amateur development program until the 27th. So without further ado, let's get into this, guys.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So I reported a while ago that it sure looked like Austin Forkner was going to Triumph. After, getting another offer from Pro Circuit, Mitch Payton definitely wanted to keep Austin Forkner on the team. Problem is, he couldn't quite match the money. I was told he got pretty close with the money. The issue now was contract length. Triumph is willing to give Austin Forkner a 2 and possibly a 3-year deal, which I have to imagine with Austin Forkner wanting to go to the 450s. If he can get the perfect plan for Austin Forkner and Triumph is he wins a Supercross championship, then maybe defends it, and then they have their 450 and he goes into the 450 and becomes their 450 guy. That's what they're thinking by signing Austin Forkner. That's asking a lot of a guy who hasn't really completed a season. But hey, it's a new team, and who else can they get right now that's available that could win races instantly? I don't think there's a lot of guys out there that can just jump on that Triumph and instantly be a contender. Austin Forkner's that guy. He brings that to the table. The other thing about Austin is he spent his professional racing career all in that same team. I'm sure Mitch has been great with him, and they've been so patient through all his injuries, and they have given him everything he's ever asked for as far as being on that team, staying on the team, and it's been a great relationship. As well as you can, they're going to part on somewhat decent terms, but I think a change of scenery. Sometimes you take a kid like Austin who's never seen anything else, and the guys at Triumph are smart. Bobby Hewitt, Scuba, they go to win, and they are very good. And the one thing they do better than almost anyone else is they develop their riders. They have good relationships. You see riders that found out that those guys were running the Triumph team instantly. They're like, it made it more attractive to go over there, a startup team, but they've got proven commodities as the managers and suspension, they've got all the tools in place. They've got through that first year. They had some bugs. It's a brand new bike, but they got a podium with Jalek Swoll. This team's going to be strong coming into 2025. Let's take a look at who Triumph has heading into 2025. They got Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith on any given day can win a Supercross. He's had a tendency to throw it away, but that doesn't mean on any given day he won't get you a win. I don't know that he's going to get you a championship, but he could get that podium on the Triumph in the Supercross. That's a hell of a pickup for them. I mean, look at how good he's riding at SMX. He was up battling in the top 5 consistently last week, and he's even better on technical tracks with big whoops where you send it. He's a little loose on the bike, but that's a good pickup for Triumph, and he might even win a race, but I definitely expect Jordan Smith to get some podiums for Triumph in Supercross. And they've got a guy that most people have forgot about, Styles Robertson. Styles Robertson has so much talent. He's been on the podium in Supercross. He's had really good runs outdoors. This kid is talented. The problem is he hasn't been healthy enough to show it. And he's been on the Star Yamaha team, but he never even really got to ride the Star Yamaha at a level where he could show what he can do. Styles Robertson has taken the entire year off. He's healthy, and if he can stay healthy, he could really surprise people. People are going to go, oh, I forgot about Styles. He's really good. So look for Styles Robertson to put in some good results. I don't know that he's going to win or anything, but if you see Styles Robertson in the top 5, do not be surprised. And it got Jalek Swoll. I know he's out of Super Motocross or Super Duper with that head injury sustained at the first round because they didn't put enough dirt. That's the stupidest reason to have a guy out. It had nothing to, it just makes me mad when I see basic safety just being completely neglected, but I don't want to go on a complete tangent there. Jalek Swoll is good outdoors. He has won outdoor nationals. He can win next year. He had the best Supercross season that he's ever had in his career, and he can build off of that. I could see him possibly getting a podium, being up inside the top 5 consistently. And then when they go outdoors, Jalek Swoll is good. He's a guy, like I said, he's won before, he could win again. And then you add Austin Forkner, who 100% will win races if he can stay healthy. That's a big if. This is a guy who's never made it through an entire season, and he's coming off some major injuries with the head injury and the brain surgery. Gosh, that's a big risk, putting a big 2-3 year contract on a guy with a scar around his head like Austin Forkner. That's scary. But hey, they believe in him. They're taking a shot. But like I said earlier, who else are they going to get that can go win races right now? I don't think there's a lot of guys that you can just hire and expect to possibly win a Supercross championship. Look for Triumph. They're going to be solid in 2025. Check out Epic Garage Designs. Travis Ogburn, he rides and he builds the coolest stuff for your garage. He'll make it look like a Barrett Jackson showroom. That's what he does. So head over to Epic Garage Designs, check out what Travis has put together, and order yourself some slat wall, some flooring, or if you just want some really ridiculously badass cabinets, epicgaragedesigns.com. Ride Strapped, some of the most patriotic goggles, the coolest t-shirts and glasses. Check out ridestrap.com for your goggles, tear-offs, and whatever else you need. If you're shipping anything and you're tired of shipping companies that jerk you around, don't give you tracking numbers, they're rude when you call, hit up Precision Transport. That's pretransport.com. This is the Madden family, and dang, they do a good job. So if you're shipping anything, hit up Precision Transport. So concussions, they've been on everyone's mind lately, seeing I think it's Ty Tuivasa, the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, sleeping on the field and then talking about not wanting to retire and how dangerous it is. But yet it kind of gets dismissed that RJ Hampshire was sleeping on the track. He put out an Instagram post that said he's basically fine. No, he's not. If you took a gigantic blow to your femur and you had this gigantic hematoma and you couldn't walk, they would say, okay, take a few weeks, let it heal. The problem with brain injuries is you can't see them. We don't know exactly what it does. This is the CPU of the body. This controls everything. Emotions, impulse control. It changes personality when guys have major head injuries. And RJ's been through this. That straight rhythm where he was unconscious and he lost a couple months due to his memory, he's got blank spots. He's got issues. And to see somebody with that history take that blow, please, please, please stay out. Do not race SMX. Do not race in the off season. Heal up, rest up. He has a family, and that is not a guy that I want to see taking unnecessary chances. And the thing is, they don't know a lot about long-term effects of brain injuries. Yes, they know about CTE, and CTE is caused by repeated, kind of not the gigantic concussions, but repeated small blows. And I have to watch Supercross and see how high and how far these guys are hitting. Are they actually doing damage to themselves just by competing? I don't know. There's no long-term studies on motocrossers, but the history in motocrossers, look how many have had troubles after, and they can blame it on drugs, they can blame it on all sorts of stuff. But I have to think concussions play into it. There's a lot of depression with former racers. And listen, concussions is not the only reason that this happens, but I think it's a major contributing factor. And I've did TMS therapy myself. I've done ketamine therapy. There's lots of different things you can do. And I just found something new. There's this thing that some of the football players were testing out called a Q collar. It's like a horseshoe that goes around your neck. And what it does is it puts a little bit of pressure on the neck, which pushes more blood into your brain, which makes it harder. The problem when you have a concussion is your brain sloshes inside the skull, hits the sides, then it just shuts your system off and you're unconscious. Well, what this does is increases the blood flow in your brain so that when you do have that hit, the brain sloshes less and it reduces concussions. Does it work? I don't know. But it's definitely something these guys should take a look at. The military has invested in this Q collar. So I don't know. And then again, when you add something to your neck that increases blood flow to the brain, what does that change when your heart rate goes up? I don't know. But I'm all for testing any of this stuff, and I think RJ should strongly look at using a Q collar if he hasn't already. And I don't know, if anyone from Q collar watches this, hit me up. I'd love to try one. I would love to see how it works, what it does, but we always have to be looking forward on ways to prevent these concussions. These are major. You can break a leg, you can break an arm, you can tear up a knee, but when you hit the brain, it causes life-changing consequences. Nobody wants that. Now, a lot of teams and riders are really down on SMX. They think it sucks. The track was a piece of crap last week. You know, they're burned out. There's 31 races. They went right from long outdoor motos right into this. And I have some things. I don't feel like the teams. I think this SMX thing is awesome. I really like Super Duper. I love the single, double, and triple. But I don't think we should be married to the format as much as they kind of sound like they are. I think if they just tweak it a little bit, I think it would actually be better. The first thing we need to do is make sure they go to the same 3 facilities every year. If you go to the same 3 facilities, the teams kind of know what they're going to get. And you build up a following. Like the fans, we can look at it and say, okay, well, we know next year there will be a SMX race in Las Vegas. We know there'll be one in Charlotte. We know there'll be one in Dallas. So we can plan ahead to go to these events. Like Redbud. Everybody knows 4th of July, we're going to Redbud. That's, you know, it builds up that kind of that mystique that, oh, there's this every single year. So we know where, when, and then now it's the what. That's the big thing. The guys don't know what to expect with these tracks. Now they're trying to make it this like hybrid event. It's really hard to make a hybrid track all the time. My suggestion, you have one Supercross, true Supercross, one outdoor national, true outdoor national. Then at the third event, then you go with a hybrid track where it's triple points, single, double. I would start with a Supercross, then you go to the outdoor national, then you go back to the hybrid. That's what I would do. Single, double, triple. I love the single, double, triple. That's why it created the winner take all. Hayden Deegan's got a huge lead, but he still can't make a huge mistake because if he does, the triple points will cost him the championship. I love that format. And then you gotta give these guys a little break after motocross. Let the anticipation build up. We need anticipation. If that means cutting Supercrosses or cutting outdoor nationals, there's only 11 right now. I would say cut Supercrosses. 17 is too many. Cut the Supercrosses and give these guys at least a 3-week break. No less. Give them a 3-week break after motocross. Let that championship for whoever wins it sink in. Let them enjoy it for a week or two. And then they can get into the prep for SMX. But if you don't give them a break, it doesn't build any anticipation and it doesn't feel any bigger. The riders are burned out and they don't want to be there. And then you take a guy like Chase Sexton, who is committed to do the Motocross of Nations right after. Well, yeah, I mean, if you looked at your schedule and you had 31 straight weeks, then you had to go prep for a race overseas that doesn't pay you anything, it's going to wear on you. Stop going to this stupid event until they start paying. Or if the AMA ponies up and pays for these teams are going out of pocket. Mike B from Club MX is doing a great job raising money for this team, but it's an embarrassment that they have to raise money for this team, that they're asking us to pay for it. That's ridiculous. The AMA makes so much money off memberships, off entry fees all year. And like I said, I got a video coming on that, and you're going to be blown away at how much money they have and how little they give back to this sport. And they're asking us to give money, and yet they're just sitting on piles of it, this big building in Ohio doing nothing, just collecting dues. It's ridiculous. Stop supporting the stupid event until the promoters or the AMA start paying these guys a considerable amount of money. And I stand by any event like this that is all the nations together needs to be every 3, 4, like at the maximum every 2 years, like the Ryder Cup in golf, and like an impact sport like motocross, make it once every 4 years. That way we know it's coming. We can prepare for it. We build that anticipation that I was talking about for SMX. Every 4 years, it will be so much bigger and so much more meaningful, and the riders will want to be a part of it. Right now, they're like, seriously, we got to go every single year? Come on. And we don't even get paid. You're just asking us. And it sucks for these poor riders because they're patriots. They want to represent their country. But are you being asked to do that every single year when you're the best rider? It's tough. I don't like it. And they need to do something about this. Oh, and one more thing with SMX. Can you please fill up the damn LCQ? That's embarrassing that they have 8 riders going out there for 7 spots in the 250 class. Just fill it up. Come on. It's a couple extra $1,000 for the guys. Just fill the damn race up. So that's it for the SMX advice. I'm going to go check out the track tomorrow, see how it's developing in Las Vegas. I did check, and the sunset it's actually going to be about 6:45. So I think we're going to be good vision-wise for both races, but it will be night races, and I hope they have lights behind the grandstands, and it's going to get windy. And believe it or not, guys, it was actually chilly last night. I put on a hoodie, so it might be cool. The weather's going to be perfect. But it doesn't matter in Las Vegas. The dirt will get dry and hard no matter the weather. So thanks, guys. And your member of the day is Anthony Goddard. Thank you, Anthony Goddard. I really appreciate it. Part of the mob, and you are entered to win the Coach Rob helmet. Thanks, guys.